vibe.
How's it going? Just wanted to see what would happen if you stayed until they got tired. Usually people sit down during the biggest part of the applause. Yeah, right, yeah. So I thought I would see what that's like, that space. At the edge of the envelope with the blue devil. It's uncomfortable. Yeah, well, yeah, it is. Lovely, though. Yeah, but but worth exploring. Yeah, have a seat.
Hi. Hi, everybody. Hey. Did you see that video? It's like, okay, this is like this. Have you and your sister been going back and forth about who's been more responsible? Huh? Have you been trying to make more time for your boyfriend, but you can't seem to schedule him in? Have you been trying to lose 10 pounds for the last 10 years? You know what I mean? It's like all of these scenarios that come up in our lives and we go, where did this come from? Or why can't I get this together? Okay? That's why I'm showing you this Jim Carrey clip. Did you see my boy? Did you see Jim Carrey just sit in that moment, just take it all in, even though it felt uncomfortable, even though it felt different and foreign to him? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the energy of allowing. Every time I tell you guys to allow or surrender, this is pretty much what it looks like. What Jim is doing right there is surrendering. He's allowing himself to sit in the moment. He's not judging the moment. He's not trying to assume what the moment should be. He's just feeling what it is to be in that exact time, in that exact space. He was absorbing. He was allowing this energy to go through him. He was releasing the attachments that he had to the situation. He was allowing himself to feel. He was allowing himself to breathe. He was even allowing himself to think. He was even allowing himself to judge. It's to be so translucent. It's to be so open that you can breathe in any situation and exhale that same situation. And the reason why I'm bringing this up and the reason why I'm showing you this with Jim Carrey after I say, have you been having a hard time losing 10 pounds, is because the ability to surrender, the ability to allow, unlocks something in your intuition. It unlocks something in your discernment where there would have been a block, where you would have been fighting it before. Now you have allowed yourself space so you can see actually what's occurring. You can see the truth of the truth of the truth. Okay, so this is what I mean. This is what I'm trying to get to. So Harvard University stated that 46.9% of our waking moments, of human beings' waking moments, are not spent on what they are doing at that moment. That means human beings have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. That's 1.3 thought a second. And most of those things that we're thinking about are not focused on what we're currently doing. What Harvard stated that we think about is the past, and we're currently thinking about ourselves. So a lot of us, of course, that's where anxiety comes from. We're hyper-focused on what we're doing, what we think other people think of us, how what we're doing is going to advance us in life, and not really thinking about how we feel about a situation. Can you imagine? Can you even imagine what I'm speaking of? Us, these advanced creatures, and we don't even realize all of the input that we're getting all day long and how that input affects us. Now, we also have to understand that human beings, we have so many systems: the nervous system, the skeletal system, the all of these systems that also take in all of this information for us. So we have our body getting information and thinking its thoughts, and then we have our brain, our nervous system, getting all this information, processing it as well. So if you are 46% of your life not thinking about what you're doing in the present, there's no way in hell you're going to know why you can't prioritize time for your boo. There's no way you're going to really sit down and go, why is it that I can't lose this 10 pounds? Why can't I just sit down and focus on this 10 pounds? There's no way you're going to figure out why you and your sister are sitting there going back and forth over something that happened in the past. Like, why does it even matter? That's why this video of Jim Carrey was so amazing to me, because I was like, oh my God, that's it. What Jim is sitting there doing is he's meditating. Meditating has always been thought to be sitting down and getting quiet and, just kumbaya in it for 30 to 45 minutes. Well, for me, I am not capable of sitting down. Well, I don't want to say I'm not capable. I can do anything, but it really frustrates me. My mind is a racing mind to sit down and get quiet for hours. But what I do is I do meditate. But I meditate in the moment. I get naked in the moment. I allow myself to feel what I'm feeling. I allow the thoughts to come up. I allow the feelings to come up without judgment. I allow them to come up, and then I talk to them, and then I analyze them, and I let them feel. I understand that this is life, and life is for the living. So I have to get to live it. Have you ever sat down and analyzed your thoughts? Have you ever sat down and asked yourself, why did I think that? Or like I like to ask, where did that thought come from? And then I try to trace it back. It's like if I'm sitting at the stoplight and I think banana, I go, oh my goodness, where did banana come from? And I go, oh, I thought banana because I saw a bus. When I saw the bus, I saw yellow. And yellow reminded me of banana because I remember that time when I was 7 years old and I was sitting by that bus and I had that banana. So things like that allow you to trace your thoughts. How many thoughts have you traced today? Can you remember what you were even thinking about majority of the day? Were you thinking about a fight that you had? Were you thinking about the way someone judged you or what someone thought about you? And what we also have to understand is that the reason why it's so important to watch what you're thinking of is because that's how you're going to determine or navigate through your life, and also determine if you are feeding yourself positivity or negativity. A lot of our thoughts are not our own. We are really like a hive consciousness without realizing it. A lot of our thoughts are given to us by our parents, our sisters, our brothers, our schools, our government, our social systems, our cultures. A lot of the things that we think and a lot of ways that we think have been programmed in us through conditioning and our environment. So for us to be solid individuals and say that I am who I am without a shadow of a doubt, and I love what I am, and I can support what I have done, and I can stand behind what I think, you have to first know for sure that is what I think what I believe. Is what I think actually what I stand behind, or is it something that I was taught? And we don't really realize that until we start asking ourselves questions. Is this something that I actually find factual? Is this truly true to me, this thought? So what you just witnessed there on that clip was Jim Carrey actually releasing criticism. This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about releasing criticism. And what we first do is we release it on ourselves. We allow thoughts to come up. We allow judgment to come up. We don't judge the judgment. We don't judge the thought. We don't judge the feeling. And when I say we don't judge, I don't mean we don't analyze it and say, is this dangerous to me? Is this not dangerous to me? Is this healthy for me? Is this not healthy for me? No, when I say we don't judge it, I mean we don't put those stipulations on it and call it something bad or call it something good. What we do is we look at that experience and we call it life. This is an experience of life. This is one of those projections of life. This is a situation. And I am an experience of life, and I am a situation in life, and I am life's projections. And here, this situation and I coming together, doing this dance, creating this moment. That's what I mean by releasing judgment. So it allows you to breathe easier. It allows you to think freer, think farther. It allows you to vibrate higher, where you can pull aspects of humanity's personality or humanity's emotions that you have never kind of grasped before. You can be more loving. You can be more carefree. You can be more free because you are allowing yourself freedom. See, a lot of our thoughts are chains. They weigh us down the way we think. The way we think is usually a reflection on how we conduct ourselves. So when you start to the very little thing, reflect on what you feel, it opens up space. It allows you to not be so hard on yourself. It allows you not to be so hard on others because you start to see that if I'm an experience and this is experience, then you're an experience. And it shows you that okay, and you as an experience have been built up by your environment, by your culture, and that's where most of your thoughts are coming from. That's why people say people are like the walking dead or people are asleep because they don't really know what they're thinking. They don't realize that 40% of their time has been taken up thinking about why 10 people don't like them and those 10 people don't have anything to do with their lives, don't contribute to their bills or anything. They've wasted 40%, 46% of their day thinking about people who don't care about them. What a waste. What a filling yourself up with so much anxiety, so much pain for no reason. But when we start to reflect on what we're thinking, we start to realize, oh my goodness, I thought about that a lot today. Like that came up like 10 times today. I wonder why. I wonder why that came up. And it's not about judging yourself. It's not about putting yourself down. It's about reflecting. It's about being a witness to yourself. It's about looking at yourself like a stranger and trying to figure that stranger out. It's about visiting a planet that you've never visited before. That's what it's about. And that's what we witnessed in that clip. We witnessed a human being experiencing. We witnessed a witness witnessing. Ooh, baby. Talk about deep. Okay? So that's what I want to say. I wanted you to know that a lot of the things that we're thinking of are not our own, have not been witnessed by us, are holding us down or keeping us back, keeping us in a cycle, in a loop. I want you to know that you can release that judgment. You can release that weight of that and just allow yourself to breathe and say that I am a character in this movie called life and that the way I was built up is okay, that I can take control and power back by first asking myself, what do I think? What do I prefer? Who do I believe I am? And are the thoughts that I'm thinking, are they truly mine? Do I want to stand behind them truly? Or is it something that has been given to me? So that's all I want to say, guys. Thank you so much for being with me. Love you always. Era the Alchemist.
Subscribe.